What's up everyone? My name is Itssbbz and this is My Damn Game Room Part 2. So last time we took a look at all of my amiibos, my figurines and little doodads I've collected throughout the years, some of my accessories for my consoles as well as my consoles. Today we're gonna take a look at everything behind me and my handheld systems. Let's get started right there with the handheld stuff. Alright, so right below the Zelda shield and little Metroid, I have all of my handheld consoles. So right here in the back is my Sega Game Gear. Lovely handheld console, except that it eats batteries. Right next to it is my Hyrule edition of the 3DS XL, new 3DS XL to be precise. Below that I have both of my little Game Boys, my Game Boy Color and my Game Boy Advance. And next to that is my original PSP in its little cover right there. And next to that I have my Vita. Now it's very dark, I don't know if you can see it, but that's my Vita. Moving on. This is actually kind of funny back here. It's a Tamagotchi Pikachu. I got that from a friend and I just think it's freaking awesome. I have Bumse right there, Blue Pokemon, Final Fantasy Tactics on the Advance, and Shining Soul on the Advance right here. Got some of my games right there. Got the Golden Pokemon, got Pokemon Green, Pokemon Red. Let's see what we got right here. Pokemon Gold, Super Mario Land, Super Mario Land 2, original Tetris for the Game Boy. Freaking love that game. And Zelda. Got Pokemon, Pinball, and Golden Sun. And right here are my 3DS games. Got a couple of good ones right here. All of the Zelda ones. And my Game Gear games. Oop, that was the wrong way. Got Sonic 2 on the Game Gear. Got some kind of multi-cart on the Game Gear. And Ecco the Dolphin. Now, I actually like Ecco the Dolphin much better on the Genesis. But it's actually a decent port of the game. And right there is my PlayStation handhelds, the Cydia for the PS Vita, well, the PSP, and my Vita games right there. And last but not least, we have the Super Game Boy hidden away in here. And below that I have a couple of CD cases, and I've actually been working in video game retail for a couple of years now, and basically what I did is stick every single promotion disc right in here. So for example, I actually picked one out before. Here's Kingdom Hearts as a promotional disc. I don't really like collecting these, it's just I don't have Kingdom Hearts any other way, so I kept it. I need my Kingdom Hearts. Anyways, let's move on to the next shelf. Alright, so at the top shelf, let's get Mario out of the way so we can see. So starting off, I got my GameCube games right here. Resident Evil, the remake, Resident Evil 4, and Smash Bros. Melee. Moving on, there's the PlayStation 2 games. Got the Devil May Cry, the original right there. An import of Final Fantasy X2. I actually got that one, so I got to play it a little bit earlier than most other Europeans. Got some Grand Theft Autos, and right here, I actually have Kingdom Hearts 2. The better one out of the two first Kingdom Hearts, if you ask me. Psychonauts and Resident Evil Code Veronica X. The better version, if you ask me, than the Dreamcast version, but I like both of them. Got some original Xbox games here. Conker's Live and Reloaded and Jade Empire, and some Wii games. I actually don't have a lot of Wii games because I gave most of them away, but the Zelda games I do have to have. The PlayStation 3 stuff right here. And then the Xbox 360. Let's get my little plane out of the way right here. And the Xbox 360 games. Right here we got the Gears of War. I fucking love the Gears of War games. They're fucking perfect for co-op and everything. I really like them. And right here we have one of my favorite games during the last generation, and that's Shadows of the Damned. This is a promotional copy, but Shadows of the Damned is, well, let's just say that like this, you guys have to try it. It's fucking insanely fun, and I like it. And moving down here, we have some of my collector's edition statues. We have the Doom collector's edition right here. We have Geralt fighting a Griffin right here from Witcher 3. And Soldier 76 from Overwatch. And if you take a look right here, it's actually a little Overwatch emblem right there. Got that for pre-ordering the game. And next up is my Zelda shelf. Right here we have Ganon in his full glory, well, Ganondorf. Behind him is the Hyrule Historian. I freaking love that book. Actually read it a lot during the research for a brief story about Zelda. And right here we got the Figma figurine, a little ocarina, and my Triforce lamp. I freaking love this one. The Majora's Mask guy right here was actually given to me by my girlfriend, and I freaking love this one. It's pretty damn good looking. Right here we have Link in his full glory, and behind him we have a little steel case Majora's Mask that I got with the 3DS version of Majora's Mask. Alright, so next up is the boxed SNES games that I do have right here. And first up is Chrono Trigger. Freaking awesome game. I can't believe I have it in this awesome condition, and yeah, I'm actually amazed. It's awesome. Donkey Kong Country 1 and 2 right here. I'm currently looking for the third one. I do want a complete collection of those games because they're freaking awesome. They're hard, but freaking awesome. And next up is Final Fantasy III. My favorite Final Fantasy, and it's just a fantastic game. Killer Instinct, Mortal Kombat. I do love my fighters. Got the... This box is actually kind of funny. It's made by a friend of mine. Original Repro Sui seal of quality. He makes new boxes, and this one is pretty damn nice looking. It's Secret of Mana 2, because I got a repro for Secret of Mana 2 a couple months ago, so he fixed me up this little box right here. And a Swedish version of Shadowrun. They actually translated the whole game into Swedish, and this is an original release right here in Sweden, which is awesome. Super Star Wars, and last but not least, Super Mario World. And I actually have the booklet for F-Zero right here, so I need to fix a box for that one. And moving down to my loose carts right here. Starting out, we have the mentioned F-Zero right there, so all I need is the box, and I will have it complete. Next up, we got the Mega Man X cart that I repaired a couple of weeks ago. Mortal Kombat 2, Rock'n'Roll Racing, awesome game from Blizzard. Super Caesar's Palace, you recognize this one if you saw my video when I repaired the Mega Man X cart. Super Mario RPG, Legend of the Seven Stars, and Turtles in Time. My favorite SNES game right now. Moving on to the European carts, got Aladdin right here. Another World, awesome game. Very weird, but awesome. Battletoads versus Double Dragon. I'm actually surprised that I found this one. It's kind of a rare find if I've read up my stories correctly. And it's awesome. It's very fun. It's a good beat 'em up game. Beavis and Butthead. Super Castlevania 4. I love my Castlevanias, and this is just the right progression that they needed to work with into the Super Nintendo era. Almost a perfect game if you ask me. Right here we have a repro of Earthbound. Since this wasn't released in Europe, this is the only way I would be able to play it unless I got an American cart. Flashback right there, and George Foreman's KO. This was actually given to me by a friend because he used to play it when he was a kid, so he thought I should have it in my collection. Got another card of Killer Instinct right there. And Mortal Kombat right there. I do have some extras. Dream Master. The mentioned Secret of Mana 2 card. I didn't actually put this one in its box because I don't have an insert for it right now. SimCity and SimCity 2000. Street Fighter 2. I do want a box for this one because this is one of my favorite fighting games. Period. Super Aleste. Pretty good. I've played better, but that's a good shooter. And right here, Super Mario All-Stars. Super Mario World. Super Mario World 2. I really love this game except for Mario crying, but other than that, this is a very awesome game. Got my Super Mario Kart right there. My Super Soccer. The Legend of Zelda, A Link to the Past. Awesome game. And Zero. And next up, we got my Sega games. First up is the Sega Master System games. Now, my collection of Sega Master System games is not that big yet, but I think I've actually acquired some of the better games, so I'm actually quite happy about that. Anyways, first up is Castle of Illusion, starring Mickey Mouse. This is a multi-platform game. It's I think there's one version on the Sega Genesis too, but I really like the Illusion games, and the Mickey Mouse games overall on the Sega is pretty damn good. Next to it we have Land of Illusion, starring Mickey Mouse, the other game in the Illusion series. And next to that we have Psychic World. The original Sonic the Hedgehog in the Master System version. Super Monaco GP, not that great, it was just one of the filler titles I got for the system. And we have Wonder Boy. Great game, great game. World Cup 90 right there, just another filler title. And then we're moving on to the Sega Mega Drive games right here. So we have Alex Kidd and the Enchanted Lands right there, well, Enchanted Castle, sorry, and Altered Beast, two great games. But here is one of my favorite games on the Sega Genesis, or the Mega Drive in this case, and it's Comic Zone. Comic Zone is a very hard but awesome beat-em-up game, and I really like the style of this game. When you move from one side to another on like moving streets and stuff like that, you actually jump from page to page, and I really like the way they made this game. Moving on, we got another couple of filler titles right here, but then we have The Lion King, which is pretty damn awesome. My cats are fighting in the background right now, so that's the noises you can hear. Please ignore them. Next up, Lost Vikings, once again from Blizzard. Great console game. I'm really happy that I actually found this game in this great condition. It's perfect, almost. Got the booklet inside and everything. I'm really happy about this one. And an unfortunate case of not being that good looking on the case, Mickey Mania, and it's actually quite busted up right here on the side. Other than that, the game is looking pretty damn good, and I actually have the booklet for it, so I'm pretty happy about that. Next up, we've got Sonic 1, Sonic 2, Sonic 3, and Sonic and Knuckles. I got the full little collection right there. I love the Sonic games. Next up is Zool, and last in line we actually have Toy Story. Out of order, don't know why. And my loose carts, got a couple of sports games right here. Not really into sports games, but they're easy to find if you just want to fill out your collection a little bit. Next up, we got another sports game from Tengen right there, and Moonwalker for Genesis, actually. Can't play this one yet because I haven't modded my Mega Drive, so I actually want to do that pretty soon so I can play this one. And another Genesis game, it's Vector Man, good classic for the Genesis. And my last Genesis game is the Sonic Spinball game I picked up during Itssbbz Festival. At the bottom, I have a couple of my instruction booklets or art books and, well, walkthroughs and stuff like that. Nothing really fun to show except for this one. This is actually my original, very beat up, but my original Zelda guide that I got with the Link to the Past card. And this is an awesome read, actually. If you can find this one, I'd suggest you pick it up. It's a great read. And next up are the NES games. Let's see, let's get the camera into position right here. First off, we got Batman, Battle of the Olympus. Now, this game is so underrated. If you haven't tried this, I suggest you pick it up. It's almost like Zelda 2, but more refined if you ask me, and it's a must-play. Battletoads right there. We all know Battletoads, great game. Moving on, some Bionic Commando right here, and one of my favorite titles, the original Castlevania. Castlevania 2 and 3 right there, and Chip and Dale, which is an awesome, awesome game. Now, most of my carts are actually European and Swedish, except for a couple of them. And I'd say some of the titles that I don't want the European version on is Contra, for example. In the European version, you run around as robots, and I don't really like that. I want the original stuff right there. So, Contra and Super C, I actually have the American carts. Next up is Darkwing Duck. Awesome game. I really like this one, and I actually have it in a little bit of a special case right here because it's a must-have for me. Double Dragon and Dr. Mario. Moving on, we have the DuckTales games, both of them actually, and this one is, if you haven't tried it, it's actually kind of expensive, but if you have an emulator or something like that, I suggest you pick it up and try it out, because this is a great game where they actually took what they established was the first one and just made it better. Moving on, one of my favorite and at the same time most hated games, Ghosts and Goblins. I've played through it, well, not through the whole game. I actually finished Satan, got moved back to the beginning of the game, and kind of rage quitted, so I haven't finished it all the way. I've played, well, half of it, if you're being correct about it. Moving on, actually have an empty little space right here, and that's because, as you saw earlier, I'm currently playing a game, and it's Holy Diver that's missing right there. Got Jungle Book, Kid Icarus, and here's a card that I'm actually kind of proud of. This is my little Samson card. This is no repro or anything like that. This is actually a true card, and I'm very, very proud to have this in my collection. Little Samson is a fantastic game, and one of the last games released for the NES, and that's why it's kind of rare, because there wasn't that big production on it. Right here we got Lolo 2, and then we have my 4 Mega Man carts. I'm missing 5 and 6. 5 is the most expensive one, so it kind of sucks that I'm still missing that one, but one day I'll be lucky enough to be able to pick that one up. Moving on, we actually have a repro right here of Earthbound Zero, or in this case, Mother. The games that I can't get in European or American, I will actually get in a repro card and put in my collection, because there's no other way I could play this the way I want to play it, and that is with the controller in my hand on my original console. Moving on, Pro Wrestling, one of my favorite wrestling games. RC Pro-Am, really like this one, and that it inspired rock and roll racing is quite the accomplishment. Rygar right there, great game. Moving down, we got Shadowgate right here, and this is actually just like my Shadowrun card. This is translated into Swedish. So if I plug this one in right now, it will be in Swedish. It's not a repro or anything. This is actually how they made it. And right here we got Shadow Warrior, Snake Rattle Roll, and Snake's Revenge. Now, every Metal Gear fan actually needs this in their collection. Not to play, just they need to have it. Not to play, ever. Got Super C right here, and my multi-cart of Super Mario and Duck Hunt. Right here we got the whole Mario collection, 1, 2, and 3, and the first of 3 Turtles games. This is the one that everyone is arguing if it's good or bad. I'm somewhere in the middle. I'd say it's a hard game, but I actually like it, except that fucking water level. Fuck that water level. Down here we got the second Turtle game. Missing the third one. Do need it right now because that's a great, great fighter. And last but not least, the 2 Zelda games. right here. Now this, I actually don't know what it is. I picked it up a little while ago. It's supposed to be some trading card game. I just saw Final Fantasy on it and I wanted it. And down here we have my 2 Mega Man figurines guarding my NES games. So now we've reached the PlayStation part of the collection. Right here, I have a game that I really love, Castlevania and the Symphony of the Night. This is a great Castlevania where they implement some of the RPG elements that we've seen in the Castlevania games since then, and well, it's just a great Castlevania. I love this one. Anyways, moving on, I have a couple of my CD cases right here. It looks like this on the side, and that is because I haven't found the case for it yet. Just made my little own case for it, basically, but the game is inside, just no case. Moving on, got Command & Conquer, the third of the Crash games. I'm missing the first 2, and I actually want all of them because Crash are great games. Got Die Hard right here, and another one of the funny cases, which I have Discworld inside. Got a little bit of Final Fantasy Anthology, Final Fantasy VII, and Tactics right here. GTA 2, and the PlayStation version of Harvest Moon. Hercules, which we played together last winter, and Legend of the Dragoon, which is a great RPG. The original Metal Gear Solid in its original case. Actually very happy that I have this one still. This is the original that I bought myself when I was younger. Right here we have a couple of the Resident Evil games. I'm still missing the third one. I do have it, no case for it though. And some of my other that I don't have cases for. I actually think, yeah, this is a promotional one, but I still have it in my collection right here because it's Star Ocean 2 and it's great. Right here we got Vigilante 8. Great game if you like car games where you shoot each other. I've always said that the Vigilante series is the Mario Kart, but with some action, and it's pretty damn good. I like the 2 games they've released so far in that series. And right here we got some of my old school PC games. Got Sonic CD on the PC actually, and not on the Sega CD. Got Curse of Monkey Island right here, great classic, and a couple of the Half-Life games right here. The original Diablo and Hellfire, these were given to me by a friend. Diablo 2 and Final Fantasy VII. And right here is a classic that I played a lot as a kid, 3D Movie Maker. I don't know if you guys have seen this, but it's some great stuff. And Leisure Suit Larry, let's just stay right there and not talk about that anymore. Down here we got some of my my Minecraft figurines, and right here are my Sega CD games. Now, this is the Amazing Spider-Man, and this is an awesome beat-em-up. One of my favorite games that I've tried so far in the beat-em-up series overall, but that's probably because it's Spider-Man, and I'm a great fan of Spider-Man. Got the arcade collection right here, where you get a couple of the classics from the Genesis. Got NHL 94 right here, and last we got Road Avenger, which is a pretty damn hard game. Next up is my very limited collection of Dreamcast games. Got Jet Set Radio right here, Marvel vs. Capcom, Rayman 2, Record of Lotus War, and I do have the original Code Veronica right here. And these are actually kind of funny. These gloves were given to me by my girlfriend because she thinks I'm getting kind of ridiculous with my collection, so she thought I needed antique gloves. At the bottom I just have some of my music CDs until I actually have games to fill the whole little area right there. And at the top right here, behind my pop figurines, I've got some of my PC games. Now this is a big mixture of random PC games, so I'm gonna go through them fast. Got a little bit of a Fallout collection right here, and the original Gears of War. This is actually how I played it the first time on PC, but I do like the controller better for this game. Moving on, got a little bit of a StarCraft fever right here, and a little bit of a Warcraft fever right there. And below the PC games, I have another collector's edition shelf where I keep a lot of my collector's editions. Right here is Batman from Gotham Knight. And here is the Faith statue, which I unboxed on the channel a while ago. And there we have Scorpion from Mortal Kombat X. Below that, I have a little bit of a Fallout fever going on. Got the Fallout Anthology nuke right there. The little collector figurine, the bobblehead from Fallout 3 right there. Got my Fallout 1 and 2 in the back, and the Pip-Boy from Fallout 4 standing right there in the middle. Got a little bit of a pop figurine going on right there, and the collector's edition for both New Vegas and Fallout 3 are right there. And next up are my N64 boxes. Well, first of all, I actually have my my Japanese version of the Super Mario RPG standing right there, but that's just to have my N64 boxes standing steady because they would fall over otherwise. Anyways, I don't have that many boxes. I actually need to focus a little bit on getting N64 boxes, but first up is Super Mario 64. Banjo-Kazooie is right after that, and one of my favorite N64 games, Jet Force Gemini. And moving down here, we have my American carts right here. Bomberman 64, Conker's Bad Fur Day, South Park 64, I freaking love that game, Super Mario 64, and Superman 64, god damn it. Moving on, got the Banjo-Kazooie cart right there. I actually have a double on that one. Diddy Kong Racing, one of my favorite racing games for the N64. Extreme G, some more random carts right there to fill out the space. Next up we do have GoldenEye 64, well, GoldenEye 007. Great game, lovely shooter, and this one I think cemented a little bit how you play shooters on console. Another random game, and Mario Party right here, which is actually a pretty good game, except that it gave us blisters in our hands as kids, which I didn't like that much. Mission Impossible, more of the sport titles, and right here we got Paper Mario. This is a great RPG. I haven't played it that much yet, and I actually need to sit down and have some playtime with this. Perfect Dark, can't actually play this cart right now because my N64 does not have the expansion pack. Pokemon Stadium, Super Smash Bros., the first one, lovely game. I'm actually looking for a box and a manual for this one because this is one of those games that I want boxed. More filler titles, and Yoshi's Story right here. I freaking love that game, and the Yoshi singing always cracks me up. Right there we got the, according to me, the best Zelda game so far. Let's hope Breath of the Wild will beat this one, but I think that's hard to do. And Majora's Mask right there. Got some random titles, a little bit of a beat-up Quake 2 cart right there. Lylat Wars, Chameleon Twist, and last but not least, Airborder 64. And I actually love this game. This is basically Tony Hawk's airboarding, I don't know, hoverboarding. That was actually a kind of cool title. They should have named it that. But anyways, this is Airborder 64. If you haven't tried it, try it out. It's a lot of fun. And last, we got my boxes for my NES games. Now, I actually have all of my NES games outside of the boxes because I actually like showing them. But here are the boxes that I have acquired so far. An almost perfect NES cleaning kit, which I got very cheap, and I think it's fun that I got it in this good condition. The Batman box that I picked up during Retrospelfestivalen, my Castlevanias, my German Jungle Book 1, Got my Final Fantasy right there. My Mega Man boxes. And last but not least, I actually have a double of Zelda, so I can put it inside here. So I can have the whole outlook of Zelda. So that was most of my game collection at the moment. But as you've seen with my Haul of the Month videos and all that, it's an ever-growing collection. Thank you all for watching. I've actually had a lot of fun making these videos, and please, if there's anything you thought you missed out, or if you want me to talk more about something, tell me in the comments below. Thank you all for watching. I will see you in the next video. Peace out.